Welcome to an in-depth look at Anthony Williams' transformative work in medical medium liver rescue. In this discussion, we'll explore the profound yet often overlooked role our livers play in our overall health and well-being, uncovering truths that can literally change your life. Let's start by understanding just what your liver does for you. Most of us don't give our livers much thought compared to our brains or hearts. These organs often make headlines. We feel their rhythms, and we use common expressions about them daily. But the liver, that hidden miracle, works tirelessly, performing over 2,000 critical functions, many of which are still undiscovered by medical research. It's a storehouse, a filter, a processing center, and a garbage service, protecting us from every angle. This incredible organ truly is the reason we're still alive despite everything we encounter. Consider your liver's adaptogenic nature. It possesses an incredible ability to adapt to your every situation, switching job responsibilities rapidly and performing chemical functions without question. This is evident in its handling of fats. When you eat fat, your liver releases bile to break it down. William introduces a code alert system from code green, low-fat, healthy sources, to code red plus, high-fat, unhealthy sources, showing how the liver ramps up bile production and even creates a degreasing agent to protect you. Crucially, the liver does all this to shield your delicate pancreas, preventing it from overproducing insulin and eventually leading to diabetes. It's truly a silent hero, sacrificing itself to keep your other organs healthy. Another vital function is glucose and glycogen storage. Yes, sugar actually keeps you alive. Your liver stores most glucose as glycogen, releasing it to stabilize blood sugar when you haven't eaten. This prevents crashes and supports functions from athletics to basic thought. Contrary to popular belief, natural sugars from fruits, sweet potatoes, and squash are the liver's preferred fuel. These are critical, clean carbohydrates, essential for cooling the liver's engine, feeding its cells, and building muscles. William clarifies that the fear of fruit sugar is a massive blunder, as natural sugars are bonded to critical nutrients and are necessary for optimal liver function, unlike refined sugar. The liver also excels at vitamin and mineral storage. When a doctor diagnoses deficiencies, it often points to a struggling liver. Your liver collects, alters, and stores every vitamin and mineral, making them bioavailable for your body's best use. It even acts as a backup conversion tool when your gut is in distress. For example, it compensates for a weakened ileum's inability to produce methylated B12, masking underlying digestive problems. However, if the liver becomes too saturated with toxins, it prioritizes containing nuclear waste over nutrient storage, forcing a nearly impossible choice that impacts your overall health. This leads us to its protective role, disarming and detaining harmful materials. Your liver neutralizes the destructive ionic charge of synthetic pesticides, heavy metals, pathogens, and other troublemakers. If it can't neutralize them, it detains them, burying the most damaging substances deep within its core to protect your brain and heart. William introduces parent cells that allow the liver to shapeshift and expand storage bins, preventing toxins from escaping into the bloodstream. This constant defense explains why, as we age, around 38 for women and 48 for men, these abilities can wane, leading to symptoms like hot flashes and weight gain, often mistaken for normal aging. Your liver is also a master at screening and filtering blood. White blood cells stand guard at the hepatic portal vein, the main entrance to the liver, looking for viruses and bacteria. Inside, liver lobules and Cooper cells sort helpful elements from toxins. The liver prioritizes safely eliminating toxins through the colon or kidneys. However, if it's too overwhelmed, some toxins escape into the bloodstream as free radicals, forcing the heart to pump harder, causing high blood pressure. Clumps of biofilm breaking off can even lead to heart flutters, gumming up heart valves. William reveals that much of the sophistication of the liver's immune system, with its 6 main units of white blood cells, remains unknown to medical communities, despite its vital role in protecting us from chronic illnesses that often start with viruses. This brings us to sluggish liver, a condition so common that 9 out of 10 people suffer from it, yet it's largely off medical radar. William describes it as a precursor to almost all liver problems. When the liver is constantly bombarded by pathogens, toxins, and unhealthy diets, it becomes sick, congested, disgruntled, frustrated, and even angry. This can manifest as diverse symptoms like hot flashes, brain fog, dark under eye circles, fatigue, and weight gain, which are often misdiagnosed. It's like a stressed person who's been pushed past their limit, desperately sending out warning signs for help. Current liver enzyme guess tests only offer a limited view. While elevated ALT or AST can indicate something is going on, they don't pinpoint the exact problem or its cause. William explains that these tests are basic, often failing to detect issues until they're advanced. The liver actually releases dozens of undiscovered enzymes, each carrying specific information about the particular toxins or pathogens it's battling. Unfortunately, medical science is hindered from making these discoveries because it would expose industries that contribute to our toxic load. These enzyme flares are actually signals to other organs, warning them of a brewing liver condition, not just indicators of cell damage. Another pervasive issue is dirty blood syndrome. Most people are chronically dehydrated, forcing the liver into a miraculous camel effect to keep the body hydrated long term. However, this ability eventually wanes when the liver is overwhelmed by toxins, leading to thick, polluted blood. This manifests as energy issues, dark under eye circles, Raynaud's syndrome, viral waste matter from EBV causing discoloration, gout, toxic sludge, and uric acid accumulating in joints, chronic inflammation from pathogens in dirty blood, and insomnia. Williams stresses that knowing these connections is crucial for healing, as dirty blood is a key factor in many seemingly unrelated conditions. This leads directly to fatty liver. Blood thickness is the deal breaker because thick blood, often due to high blood fat ratios, reduces oxygen to the liver, making it hard for the liver to breathe. William highlights that doctors often overlook high blood fat, focusing instead on sugar as the cause of fatty liver. He explains that sugar is merely the messenger, revealing the problem, while fat is the true culprit. When blood is saturated with fat, it starves the liver of oxygen and glucose, leading to a host of problems, regardless of whether a person appears thin or fit. The liver sacrificially takes on these fats to protect the pancreas, heart, and brain. Then there is weight gain, often unfairly attributed to a slow metabolism or lack of willpower. William contends that metabolism is a myth. Instead, weight gain is primarily a liver issue. Thyroid problems, often viral in origin, and adrenal stress, which causes the liver to absorb corrosive adrenaline, both lead back to an overburdened liver. The liver's fat storing capability becomes dysfunctional when oversaturated with excess fat cells, pathogenic waste like from Epstein-Barr virus, excess adrenaline, and toxins. This leads to fat accumulation in and around the liver, intestinal tract, heart, and arteries. Much unexplained weight is also undiagnosed lymphedema, where the lymphatic system, forced to filter for a strained liver, retains fluid. Mystery hunger, that insatiable craving no amount of food can fill, is not a character flaw. It's a starving liver crying out for critical, clean carbohydrates, or CCC, because its glucose and glycogen reserves are depleted. This happens due to liver stressors like pathogenic activity, for example, Epstein-Barr virus consuming toxins, a pre-fatty or fatty liver hindering glucose storage, and excess adrenaline from stress or skipped meals. When radical fats are consumed with sugar, the fat inhibits the liver's ability to absorb the much-needed glucose, leading to persistent hunger and cravings for quick, often unhealthy sugar fixes. Our body's aging process is also deeply connected to liver health. William argues that genes are not the primary determinant of aging. Rather, it's the liver's ability to preserve youth. The liver performs special chemical functions, like creating upgraded antioxidants that stop healthy cells from dying and prevent DNA from fraying. When the liver is overburdened by toxins, pathogens, and unhealthy diets, its capacity to perform these anti-aging functions diminishes. This means physical signs of aging, like sagging skin or wrinkles, are often external indicators of a liver slowly losing its battle to keep us young, sacrificing itself to protect vital organs like the brain, heart, and pancreas. Moving to specific conditions, diabetes and blood sugar imbalance are largely liver-based, not solely pancreatic. Type 2 diabetes begins as a sluggish or pre-fatty liver, unable to store glucose and glycogen. This forces the pancreas to fluctuate in insulin production, leading to insulin resistance. William asserts that fat, not sugar, is the true culprit, with sugar merely revealing the underlying problem. Similarly, type 1 and 1.5 diabetes stem from viral or toxic injury to the pancreas, not the body attacking itself. Lowering dietary fat and increasing natural sugars and carbohydrates are crucial for liver restoration and blood sugar balance. Mystery high blood pressure affecting millions is often liver hypertension. When the liver is sluggish, fatty, or toxic, it becomes inflamed and constricted, making blood thicker and harder for the heart to pump. This increased suction raises blood pressure. High fat, high salt, and high vinegar diets contribute significantly, as do accumulated toxins. Stress-induced adrenaline surges also overload the liver, making it difficult for blood to flow smoothly. Addressing liver health is key to normalizing blood pressure and protecting the cardiovascular system. Mystery high cholesterol is another liver issue. An overburdened liver struggles to produce good HDL cholesterol and manage bad LDL. William warns that statins merely manipulate cholesterol readings, forcing bad cholesterol to stick rapidly to heart and artery walls, contributing to plaque. The real recipe for heart attacks and strokes is elevated blood fats from high-fat diets, which weaken the liver's bioproduction and prevent proper blood flow. Healing the liver and reducing dietary fat are crucial for true cholesterol regulation. Mystery heart palpitations often stem from a jelly-like substance produced by a liver occupied by certain troublemakers like Epstein-Barr virus, DDT, pharmaceuticals, and heavy metals. When the liver can no longer contain this sticky gunk, it enters the bloodstream and gums up heart valve entryways, causing non-dangerous but uncomfortable spasms. High-fat diets, low oxygen levels in the blood, and high viral activity contribute to this buildup. Cleaning the liver and thinning the blood naturally are the keys to resolving these palpitations. Adrenal problems are deeply intertwined with liver health. Our adrenals produce 56 different adrenaline blends, with surges from stress or trauma being corrosive. The liver heroically sponges up excess adrenaline to protect the body. However, extreme cleanses can paradoxically force the liver to release toxins too quickly, triggering the adrenals to flood the system with more adrenaline as a flushing mechanism, further straining both organs. Protecting the adrenals means supporting the liver's capacity to neutralize and store adrenaline, preventing its corrosive effects on the nervous system and other organs. Chemical and food sensitivities arise from an overloaded liver and a sensitive central nervous system. When the liver can't neutralize or contain toxins effectively, these poisons overwhelm the nervous system. Viral neurotoxins and dermatoxins from viruses feeding on toxins in the liver often play a significant role, sensitizing the body to external stimuli like fragrances or certain foods. These sensitivities are not all in your head, but are genuine physical reactions to a body overwhelmed by an invisible toxic burden. Healing involves carefully caring for both the liver and nervous system, often through food. Methylation problems, often misdiagnosed as MTHFR gene mutations, are not genetic flaws. They are liver dysfunctions, where the liver struggles to absorb and convert vital nutrients like B12 into bioavailable forms. This occurs when the liver is clogged with sludge, inherited toxins, drugs, problematic foods, and infected by a virus, especially Epstein-Barr. The virus feeds on these toxins, excreting poisonous waste, which further burdens the liver and raises homocysteine levels, which is what current tests actually detect, not a mutated gene. Releasing yourself from this gene blame is crucial for healing. Eczema and psoriasis, along with many other mysterious skin conditions, primarily stem from the liver. They are not autoimmune diseases where the body attacks itself. Instead, they're caused by dermatoxins, vaporized methyl toxins produced when viruses such as Epstein-Barr feed on heavy metals like copper and mercury and other toxins stored in a sluggish liver. These dermatoxins are purged to the skin surface as the body's protective mechanism, causing inflammation, itching, and rashes. The type of rash depends on the specific virus and toxins involved, and healing requires cleansing the liver and starving the pathogens. Acne is a clear sign of a chronic low-grade strep infection harboring in the liver. Antibiotics, often prescribed for acne, ironically fuel this adaptable bacteria, which then thrives on petroleum byproducts and plastics found in these very drugs. During puberty or menstruation, a lowered immune system allows strep to escape the liver into the lymphatic system and then the subcutaneous tissue of the skin, causing cystic breakouts. William debunks the hormonal blame, emphasizing that diet, dairy, eggs, wheat also feed strep, worsening acne. Strengthening the liver and lymphatic immune system with targeted foods and herbs is key to finding relief. SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, is another mislabeled condition. William asserts it's predominantly caused by streptococcus overgrowth, not just any bacteria. It begins with a weakened liver and low hydrochloric acid production, allowing undigested fats and proteins to become rancid in the small intestine, feeding pathogens. Candida actually tries to help by scavenging these harmful bugs. The widespread use of antibiotics has created highly resistant strep strains, perpetuating SIBO. True healing involves restoring bile and hydrochloric acid production through liver support and specific antibacterial foods like celery juice. Bloating, constipation, and IBS are direct consequences of liver dysfunction. A sluggish, toxic liver produces insufficient or weak bile, hindering digestion. This, combined with low hydrochloric acid, often from adrenal stress, leads to poorly digested food and toxic materials leaching into the intestinal tract. Pathogens thrive on this debris, causing inflammation, gas, and ammonia permeability. This overgrowth leads to bloating, cramping, and altered bowel movements. The solution isn't just treating gut symptoms, but addressing the root cause, healing the liver to restore proper bile and acid production, allowing the gut to absorb nutrients effectively. Brain fog is predominantly a liver-driven issue, not solely gut-related. It stems from neurotoxins produced by pathogens like Epstein-Barr virus feeding on toxins in the liver, which then cross the blood-brain barrier and interfere with neurotransmitters. Excess adrenaline and toxic heavy metals in the brain also contribute, short circuiting electrical impulses. William emphasizes that while diet improvements might seemingly help by reducing pathogenic fuel, true and lasting relief requires directly addressing the viral issues, liver saturation, heavy metals, and adrenal overload, rather than chasing gut-centric solutions. Our emotional liver plays a significant role in mood struggles and SAD. William explains that liver toxicity, pathogen activity, and adrenaline overload directly impact our emotional state and neurological health. SAD, often blamed for seasonal changes, is actually a misdiagnosis for underlying neurological issues and viral infections like EBV that worsen with lifestyle factors and emotional triggers. The liver itself possesses emotions, and when it's burdened, it can trigger feelings of anger, frustration, or sadness. Understanding the liver's role in processing adrenaline and toxins, which carry emotional imprints, is key to finding peace and emotional stability. PANDAS, jaundice, and baby liver highlight how children are born with compromised livers. In utero, babies inherit troublemakers from ancestors, and early medical treatments add to this load. Jaundice, often theorized as an underdeveloped liver, is actually a baby's liver in shock, trying to overcome a high toxic load. PANDAS, mislabeled as autoimmune, is a viral infection, primarily HHV6, feeding on mercury, releasing neurotoxins that cause tics and OCD. Strep is merely a cofactor. This inherited burden on the liver affects children's digestion, skin, and mood, emphasizing the urgent need to understand these underlying causes. Autoimmune liver and hepatitis diagnoses are often misunderstandings. Williams states that autoimmune hepatitis is a misdiagnosis. All liver inflammation linked to hepatitis is viral, primarily caused by various strands and mutations of Epstein-Barr virus. Current diagnostics only interpret symptoms and indirect markers, not specific viruses. Epstein-Barr virus purposefully nests in the liver, and if conditions like lifestyle, drugs, stress are right, it causes damage that appears as hepatitis. Furthermore, a viral liver is at the root of every autoimmune disorder, not just those affecting the liver. Understanding this viral link empowers us to regain control over these conditions. Finally, cirrhosis and liver scar tissue, often stigmatized by associations with alcohol abuse, are much more complex. Millions suffer from pericirrhosis, a subtle, undetectable precursor to cirrhosis. Scar tissue forms when liver cells are damaged faster than they can regenerate, often due to aggressive viruses like Epstein-Barr or an overload of toxins. The liver forms protective membranes and microadhesions to wall off damaged areas, sacrificing tissue to protect the whole. While alcohol and drugs contribute, many other troublemakers and viral infections silently drive this damage. Compassion and active healing are essential to reverse or prevent this progression. Liver cancer is always primary, never secondary. It forms when specific mutated viral strands, most commonly Epstein-Barr virus, feed on powerful toxins in the liver. William explains the virus plus toxins equals cancer equation, detailing how viral byproduct, remanufactured toxins, and dead liver cells fuel the growth of malignant tumors. The medical belief that viruses cannot eat hinders understanding. Preventing liver cancer and other cancers requires eliminating pathogenic fuel sources and reducing the toxic load in the liver before viruses have a chance to proliferate into cancer cells. Gallbladder sickness, infections, and gallstones also stems from a struggling liver. Food poisoning pathogens and streptococcus bacteria can infect the gallbladder, while weakened bile production due to an overburdened liver allows gallstones to form from collected bilirubin and cholesterol. William explains that olive oil flushes are a dangerous myth, as they force the liver to produce excessive bile, stressing it and potentially dislodging stones into the bile duct. Effective healing involves strengthening the liver and bile with specific foods, not harmful fats. Now let's explore how to save your liver and in turn transform your life. Your liver is like a parent, tirelessly fighting for your survival, even sacrificing itself to protect you. It's an organ with which we can truly empathize, and it craves our attention and support. It's time to become the hero your liver needs. This means moving beyond focusing solely on outward appearance and understanding that true beauty and health come from within, from a healthy, functioning liver. Our next segment will dive into specific myths and problematic foods. So many liver myths distract us from true healing. For example, the idea of complete cell regeneration every 7 years is inaccurate. Your liver actually renews its healthy cells in thirds over a 9-year cycle, but damaged tissue won't heal without active support. Ox bile supplements are foreign to the human body and disrupt the liver's natural balance. Similarly, eating liver is a misconception. Animal livers contain their animal's own toxins and aren't compatible with our healing processes. And liver flushes are man-made theories that can dangerously force toxin release or dislodge gallstones. And liver stones are a myth. Stones form in the gallbladder, not the liver itself. Other pervasive myths include fructose intolerance and lectin concern. Fructose intolerance is a misdiagnosis. Actual issues with fruit often stem from fat intolerance or viral activity in a dysfunctional liver. Lectin fear mistakenly demonizes healing foods like potatoes, fruits, and vegetables, which actually contain powerful compounds to fight pathogens. Furthermore, apple cider vinegar, while popular, is extremely acidic and depletes oxygen from the liver, hindering healing. Even coffee enemas, another common remedy, overstimulate the adrenals and can recirculate toxins. Even beets, while beneficial, aren't the ultimate liver healer. And alkaline water, often touted as a cure-all, forces the stomach and liver to expend energy to neutralize its pH, making neutral pH water with lemon or lime a far better choice. Understanding these myths is crucial to avoid unintentionally harming your liver. The high-fat trend, whether plant-based or animal-based, is one of the biggest misconceptions. Driven by historical protein acts and misguided low-fat trends, many diets today are annoyingly high in fat, which burdens the liver. William explains that high protein often translates to high fat, and hidden fats in seemingly lean foods contribute to an overloaded liver. This constant high-fat intake starves the liver of glucose, crucial for its function and longevity. It also creates an illusion of health improvement by reducing carbs, but fails to address the underlying liver dysfunction. This trend, often fueled by fear of fruit, ultimately leads to fatty liver and hinders true healing. To truly heal, we must identify and remove liver troublemakers. These are the substances that burden your liver, causing symptoms and conditions. They fall into several categories: petrochemicals, plastics, gasoline, diesel, engine oil, exhaust, kerosene, lighter fluid, gas fumes, solvents, dioxins, lacquer, paint, carpet chemicals, dry cleaning chemicals, chemical neuroantagonists, fertilizers, pesticides, DDT, fungicides, smoke, fluoride, chlorine, problematic food chemicals, aspartame, artificial sweeteners, MSG, formaldehyde, preservatives, problematic foods, eggs, dairy, cheese, food hormones, high-fat foods, recreational alcohol, excessive vinegar, caffeine, excessive salt, gluten, corn, canola oil, pork products, pathogens, viruses, bacteria, foodborne toxins, mold, toxic heavy metals, mercury, lead, aluminum, copper, cadmium, barium, nickel, arsenic, radiation, and excessive adrenaline. These substances settle at different depths of the liver, and their cleansing time varies depending on their type and location. Thankfully, there are powerful foods, herbs, and supplements for your liver. Healing foods include apples, apricots, arugula, asparagus, Atlantic sea vegetables, bananas, berries, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots, celery, cherries, cilantro, coconut in small amounts, cranberries, cruciferous vegetables, cucumbers, dandelion greens, dates, eggplant, figs, garlic, grapes, hot peppers, Jerusalem artichokes, kale, kiwis, leafy greens, lemons, limes, mangoes, maple syrup, melons, mushrooms, onions, oranges, papayas, parsley, peaches, pears, pineapple, pitaya, pomegranates, potatoes, radishes, raw honey, red cabbage, spinach, sprouts, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, fresh turmeric, wild blueberries, winter squash, and zucchini. These provide vital glucose, antioxidants, mineral salts, and phytochemicals that cleanse, nourish, and protect liver cells, enhance bile production, and fight pathogens. Healing herbs and supplements include 5-MTH, ALA, aloe vera, amla berry, ashwagandha, barley grass juice powder, B complex, black walnut, burdock root, cardamom, cat's claw, chaga mushroom, chicory root, CoQ10, curcumin, dandelion root, D-mannose, EPA and DHA, fish-free, eyebright, ginger, glutathione, golden seal, hibiscus, lemon balm, licorice root, L-lysine, magnesium glycinate, melatonin, milk thistle, MSM, mullein leaf, NAC, nascent iodine, nettle leaf, Oregon grapefruit, peppermint, raspberry leaf, red clover, rose hips, schisandra berry, selenium, turmeric, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D3, wild blueberry powder, yellow dock, and zinc. These supplements work synergistically to address specific liver needs and combat various troublemakers. For a truly profound shift, William introduces the Liver Rescue 369 Cleanse. This 9-day eating plan, built on 3-day increments, is designed to gently prepare your liver, initiate internal cleansing, and then move into a deep cleaning mode. It prioritizes hydration and avoids radical fats, ensuring your adrenals are protected and your liver receives the glucose and nutrients it needs to perform its cleansing work effectively. The cleanse incorporates specific foods like celery juice, liver rescue smoothies, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and a variety of fruits. It's a non-arbitrary, liver-attuned protocol designed for deep, safe detoxification, complementing the liver rescue morning routine and a heavy metal detox protocol. William also provides delicious liver rescue recipes, including snacks, breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, to make these healing protocols enjoyable and sustainable. Additionally, liver rescue meditations offer a unique way to connect and support your liver, from a peaceful liver bath to visualizing cell rejuvenation and toxin elimination. These tools empower you to care for your liver on every level. In closing, remember that peace is attainable, even amidst health challenges. Your body is always working toward peace, with your liver acting as its ultimate physical peacekeeper. By understanding the true causes of illness and nurturing your liver with compassion, you can find profound healing. Embrace self-compassion, not self-love, as the soul of peace, recognizing that your body never betrays you. All storms pass, and through this knowledge from Anthony Williams' medical medium Liver Rescue, you gain the power to heal your liver and reclaim your well-being.